Now, Donald Trump has won the New Hampshire Republican presidential primary. This is a significant victory for the former president, vying for a return to the White House. The Democratic race for delegates officially kicks off on the 3rd of February in South Carolina. Joining us now to help make sense of this is Professor David Dunn, who is the Professor of International Politics at the University of Birmingham. Very good afternoon to you, Professor Dunn. Thank you for your time. Donald Trump can now boast of being the first Republican presidential candidate to win open races in 2 states. In the biggest scheme of things, what does this victory mean?
I think what this shows is that the primary process for the Republican Party nomination will be a short one. It may end in the next month if Nikki Haley concedes, or it looks like she will be defeated in her home state of South Carolina in a month's time. At that point, Trump will be the declared candidate for the Republican Party nomination. It also tells us actually about how dominant his brand of republicanism is within his party. Nikki Haley represented the old guard, more traditional conservative, and yet the support shown for Trump shows that his brand of America First populism seems to be very much in sway in the Republican Party across the nation.
So with this win, 4 criminal trials lend some uncertainty to Donald Trump and his future plans. What does this, how does this fit in to the bigger vision that he has?
Yeah, absolutely. So this race is like no other. 2024 has much more to offer for keen watchers of the American process. Not only does he face 91 felony charges in 4 separate court hearings, which could affect his popularity if he is convicted. All the polls say support for him will decline if he is convicted. But he also faces the prospect of being thrown off the ballot in a number of states who actually are applying the 14th article of the U.S. Constitution, saying that someone who has rebelled against the government can't stand for office. That will be heard by the Supreme Court in the spring, and that could make a difference to this race as well. In fact, it's also unclear necessarily whether Biden will be the candidate. Although he says he is, it may well, there are many other people within the Democratic Party who would like to see him stand down in favour of a more popular, younger, less frail candidate. So there are many possible outcomes in this process in the next 10 months.
Professor Dunn, I suppose the result also counts as a setback for former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, who invested a significant amount of time and financial resources into winning the state. And for Haley, as one analyst put it, is a question that will be answered in due course, is how far behind is too far?
Well, I think that what we saw in New Hampshire was one opportunity to break through. The demographics of the state, the fact that independents could vote in the primary process, was one real opportunity to actually overtake Trump or to narrow the lead to a very small margin. The fact that she failed to do that is a setback for her now in this contest. It's a setback for her in future races that she may contemplate because she's still young. But again, it goes back to my first point. It shows how much her brand of republicanism, her brand of conservatism, is out of favour with the new populist mood of the American nation, which is much more keen, it seems, to embrace the vague promises and evangelical town meetings that he offers as the way forward in American politics. And it does, of course, as a consequence, shape the way in which America works in the world. Particularly on the question of foreign policy, there has always been, up till now, a consensus. Trumpism and America Firstism is a reversal of that, really, in the post-war period, the last 75 years.
Very well. Thank you so much. Thanks for weighing in on this conversation, Professor David Dunn, Professor of International Politics at the University of Birmingham. Thank you for your time.